Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today, if I can get the light off the board a little bit, today is August 1st of 2023. It's Tuesday. It's 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees at 9 p.m. Almost like yesterday's video. Same temperature, really crazy. I'm going to work on my Boug, which is not doing well. It has flowers but no growth on my bougainvillea, and it's called Ruby. So I'm going to repot it and root check it. Then I'll apply Micos to the roots, and then I'm also going to add the soil that I had yesterday, my hodgepodge mix with the Dr. Earth fertilizer in there that also has beneficial bacteria. So here is full sun. Flowered like crazy, but the leaves and everything are pukey looking. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the leaves off. Just like that. And the flowers are red. So I have good old Santa Claus there with the red coat to remind me that it has red flowers. So I'm going to fill up the my little bowl here. Let me get this here so you can see everything going. I'm going to fill up my bowl so we can underwater root rake and see what's really going on. I soaked this thing for a good 15 minutes underwater. So let's get it out of the pot. It'll be good and soaking wet. And I don't think the soil is draining fast enough for it. So that's the price we get for being in a hurry sometimes. So what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get this better for you. There we go. There's weeds in there. I'm just going to, because with it soaking that long underwater, there's no insects in it. There was no ants in it. But we're just going to be able to take the soil off the roots easily. And all we're doing is gently removing the soil around it to see what's going on. Now maybe it was a little deep in the pot. I don't know. Sometimes that causes a plant to fail. It's better to make it even at the soil level or a little bit above. So I'm just trying to get the roots all raked out real good. I'm hoping you can see that. And sometimes you take a chance. It's an out of season, but it'll go into the microclimate where it's mostly shade. Maybe get a little bit of afternoon sun, but most of the day it'll get like dappled delight. I'll have to show it to you with the other ones in there later. So, we got most of the roots raked off. And underwater root raking makes it easier for you to get all the soil off your roots without, I find, without damaging them too much. But you never know. There we go, just like that. Get it off real good. It's got a long root system, but it's got a root coming straight up. You can see it coming straight up. That's no good. We want a nice radial root base. And yes, it has thorns. So what do you do with thorns, Tom? Well, in order for me to handle it, I'll take my ironwood tools. Because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. And I'm just going to take these thorns off so I can easily handle it. And people asked about Kevin. He's chilling. He was out all day in the heat. So he's in the house chilling, sleeping. Okay, we got that there. Now you can see how this root is straight up. That's no good. So I'm going to take my blue scissors that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was only $2. I use this for root raking so I don't damage everything or anything, you know, the blade. But I can always, what I do is I always prune it. Not prune it. You're not thinking today, Tom. I always give them a light sharpening. So we got a little bit of root there. And not much growth growing here at all. There looks like there's growth here, but it's really nothing. So I'm going to leave the green here, and I'm just going to cut this flowers off because we don't need it. And to take the vigor out, I don't know if we can get this to go up, but we're going to give it a try. Let's see, there's a big old nasty thorn on the bottom there. So we got root coming up still over here. So let's get rid of that real fast. Okay, what to decide? We want this to get a little bit more of a curve instead of going out that way. So I think I have nothing coming up except over here. It'll come out, so maybe that'll go up and give it a different different way of growing. So we're just going to clip it on the side, just like that. You can see how nice and green it is. And then this one, we're going to just, well, Tom, we'll put it just sitting here for now into the water. Maybe we can pot it and get something out of it. Maybe it'll root, maybe it won't, but they're supposed to be good for rooting. So we'll see. Get all this out. And Tom, what did you forget? You forgot your pot, but luckily, ooh, I got one right here. Gotta take the marbles out of it though. Let's put that there. I'll take the plug out. I got this on sale. It was at Faisal's and Son. You can see the price. I think I got it then. It was like 10% off or something like that. That's all right. We'll leave that there. Then I got a screen cut out already. And with that little root system, this will be a perfect pot to give it a shot in. So you can see the screen in there covering the hole. And now, what do I do with this? That'll go in the yard into the sunken spots. So let's get our cover off. Let's get moving here. What I'm going to do is take my chopstick and let's put this closer here so you can see what I'm doing instead of seeing my back like yesterday. And this is the same soil. It's got the Dr. Earth in there, 222, with tons of beneficial endo and ectobacteria. And there's the soil, so all you do is hold your, with the fat end, hold your screen down, put in your soil, and release. Put it in again. Let's see where we're at. Okay. We got this root going out that way. I always mark my scissors. If I'm going to use a different pair of scissors for root raking, like for tougher roots, I'll mark it in blue or red. Now this one's coming up a little bit, so I got to get it out so it goes straight out that way. Cut these back just a little bit. Just like that. There we go. At least we got some growing roots. Put that like that. And now, tuck that in. Now we're going to give it a little bit of a mound. And before we do anything else, I'm going to get my mucus, my beneficial bacteria, and we're going to sprinkle it all over the roots. So I'll wet the roots again. Let's see, Tom, we don't want to drop this. Ah, what a mess. I gotta start cleaning, everybody. Get everything ready for winter growth. So I'm just gonna dab it into the water. Got it nice and soaking wet. And then I take my scoop out. If I can open it. There we go. And then all I'm going to do, because you didn't see it yesterday, I'm going to sprinkle all this on the roots, because this will help the roots to recover. Get it down the middle, put it all in there. Now remember, this is not a fertilizer. This is beneficial bacteria, because they work hand in hand together. The roots supply the bacteria with nutrients, and the nutrients supply the roots. And I mean, the beneficial bacteria supply the roots with nutrients, and they also search for teeny bits of water that the plant might not get, because it sends out its own little fibrous roots, or hairy root system. I can't talk today. So what I'm going to do is fire it in. Fire that chopstick in. Fire it in. I'm out of your way, hopefully. I got it pretty well centered in the pot. There we go. Just like that. And get a little bit more. Put it in. Don't be afraid. Something doesn't work, we try it out. And you're going to say, Tom, the roots are overly watered. Well, that's a good soaking to get it out of the heat and the stress, but today was a nice cloudy day, so it wasn't that bad. But for now, this will drain good. Let's give it a little squirt to get the surface tension out, so Mr. Elephant can give it a good watering. Come on, Mr. Elephant, all the kids want to see you. I just put it in there, and yes, Tom, get your tools off the bench so don't get them wet. And you can see how fast it drains. And it's still green there, and I don't have my lipstick with me. I ran out, but my sister's getting me more lipstick. So, Tom, what'd you do with everything? Crazy. Everything's out of the way. So, what am I gonna do? Even my wood glue's missing. Well, that's alright. It's smaller than a pencil cut, so I can always find my glue later and just dab it a little bit. That way there, it'll prevent moisture from going down and rotting it. So we got that real nice. Soaked in. We'll get our label. I got this from Ted's Greenhouse. I'll put that in the back. We'll get our good old Santa Claus here. But before we put them in, I got some white sand. You can use that as snow. Put it in. Now if it seeps in, it's alright. It'll help with the drainage. That I don't mind. You're going to say, Tom, it's going to look a little different when it's wet. Well, that's alright. When it dries, it'll turn white. You know, when snow starts to melt, you get that off color also. There we go. Okay, Santa Claus. Let's put you back here into the sand. Let's give the sand a little squirt. Yeah, it looks like wet snow after a rain, when the snow's all nice and white, and then all of a sudden it rains and it is not white again. But what are you gonna do? That's what happens. But it'll turn white once I once it dries. And that'll be a good indication to me that the soil is starting to dry out, and it'll be time to water it. There we go, Santa Claus is all set. A little something for you to try. Oh, we should have put it this way, Santa Claus. We ain't thinking. There we go. Santa Claus can go that way. And we'll grow it in towards the sun this way, so this branch can start coming up this way. So then we got our nice curve naturally with the growing clip. The sun will hit this, force it to grow up and towards it, and that'll be a better way. You always got to look at your pots, everyone, which I didn't do. But that's all right. It'll help this thing to get a new front. And it's a square, so you can make anything a front, but the dragonfly is pretty good on it. There we go. So hopefully it grows. I'll let you know. And then tomorrow I got 2 trees I can show you that are that's easy to grow. You can keep it in the house. One's a sark, and the other one, it's got a long name that's hard to pronounce, but I'll show you that one tomorrow. So today is Tuesday night. You know what Tuesday is? Detective night. So grab yourself a cup of tea, put on some good old-fashioned old detective shows. I'm going to put on another Sherlock Holmes and Basil Rathbone. Let's see if they're a little half-hour show with Petri wine or Drove's bromo quinine. Some of them were really good commercials. So, a little something. Let's hope this thing grows. I'll put it in a microclimate and go from there. And after a couple of days, I'll stick it in the sun and see if that'll rejuvenate it. I might even do that. Now I'll put it out so it gets the roots to grow in the shade. So you take everybody, take care, have a good night, and don't be afraid to give it a try. And if it's dying on you, you got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. We might save it, and who knows? Hopefully the Micos will intertwine with those nice white roots that were growing there and help it to feed and grow. So an update on it. We'll see if it grows or not. You take care, everybody, and have a nice night.